So Mom thought of something just in the nick of time. When you're weed eating, you get stuff everywhere. So super important, hats, yucky clothes. So now I think I've got it running good. So I'm gonna show you a little bit. Normally, you're only using this towards edging and around like this kind of thing, like furniture and stuff. Since in the back here we don't really have enough to mow, this is what I'm doing. But to do the edges, you're gonna kind of go in like this. To get around stuff, be careful, you're gonna hear it. You hear that noise? That's when it hits. So, and on to the next. Okay, I know, this is harder than it looks though. So I have it running. I just want to show you guys real quick. Spin really fast. So we want to make sure that we have this safety part. This is going to prevent it from hurting us. So yeah. All right. So, and that's what we do. Okay. Love you guys. Okay. So I did just have to set it on the ground. I just couldn't get enough traction. Started now. Yay. So this trigger. And then I killed it. All right. I will come back. Okay, Mom lesson number 896. Make sure there's gas in it. So over here is the fuel tank. The little fuel tank. And that should have been the first thing I checked when I was getting ready to start it. Now, this is the fuel for it. Every one could be different. So you have to look in the book when you get one, or look it up online, or check on this little warning on here. This is a 50-to-1 mix, fuel and oil. This is what we have to use. You can't just use any old thing on certain ones. This is actually a really good weed eater. So this is the fuel we have to use. We can't just put like gasoline. This is a mix. So there's a little gas tank here. And we pour this in, and this is something most definitely remember, wash your hands when you're done. So this will probably go much better this time. We've now put fuel in it. Do not overfill it. I understand we don't like doing it often, but now these containers also, I think they have specific rules about how we have to dispose of it, and be careful with it, okay? Because it has vapors and it's very, very flammable. So now let's try this again. On. Now I am gonna push this, but only 2 times. Now let's see. Okay, one more. Ooh, yeah, this is hard to hold. I know, this is funny. Okay, one more. Because we had no fuel in it, so we're gonna get fuel. See, it wants to start. All right, I think I'm gonna put it on the ground and then I will come back. Okay, so I have the new one. New, old. So this is getting wound onto this. On the inside, now I don't know if you guys can see it, there's a little hole right here, and it's kind of goofy sideways. Let me see if I can get it. Yeah, you can see it. So that is for, and this is something I learned the hard way. This is where you have to make sure you have the right size, because if you have the wrong size wire, it won't fit into the hole. Now, either on here somewhere, or if you look on the wonderful world of the internet, you look up the type it is, and it'll tell you what size wire to use, because there's like 3 different sizes. There's like 0.65, I think 0.80, and 0.95. So if you buy the 0.95 and yours takes a 0.65, you go to put it in here, it won't fit and it won't hold and it won't work right. So we want to wind it. Okay, don't overfill it, because then it's not gonna close properly, and that's very dangerous. So we have to be careful when we do this. because if we do it wrong and it doesn't close properly, it can become dangerous. What if it came loose when it was going? That would be very scary. All right, so now put that aside. Now on here, on your piece, here's the hole where it comes out of. So before we reassemble this, and we have to make sure we remember how we did it. If it's complicated or you're unsure, take a picture with a phone, with a tablet, as you're doing it, so you can see exactly where the pieces went, and that way you remember where they go. And if all else fails, you can draw a diagram. So we're gonna feed this, our wire, through the little hole right here. And then we're gonna put this back in. And there's a little spring, see, boing, boing, boing. So now we fed this in, and we're gonna make sure, you hear it click back in, and then we're gonna put it back together, and we're gonna make sure it's secure. So remember, righty-tighty now. So we wanna make sure we get this back on properly. Aside from it being safer, see now, tight. When we push this in, as we're weed eating, you push this in and it forces more wire out, because see, there's a little cutter right here so that there's not too much wire. If the wire gets too long, it cuts it so that it stays at a safe length. This wire, if we didn't have this safety piece on here, this wire would get too long and it could hit our legs. And these things spin very, very fast. And like this one's kind of twisted so that it's strong, it would cut right through your leg. It would be very scary. So now we've done that. We've made sure it's secure. We made sure it's in properly and it's moving properly. So then we get to start it. Now, this is a gas one, which means there's an on button. There's what's called a choke that affects the fuel. And then there's a primer. There's a little button right here. You push, it forces gas into it. You cannot push that too many times. If you just push it and push it and push it, it's gonna have flooded, is what it's called, flooded with gas. And the only thing to do when you do that is wait. If you push that too many times and you flood it with gas and it won't start, all you can do is wait until it recedes. It's kind of like, you know, ocean currents. So we always want to make sure we have it adjusted the proper for our height and that we can hold it safely. This one here's the trigger. So Mom's left-handed, so I'd hold it like this and make sure I'm comfortable with it. So I'm good, because I was the last one to use it. So on, and then there's a pull handle right here. So I need to set it down, and you'll hear it. Hang on, let me see if I can do it on the table. Not the ideal thing. Normally you would put it on the ground, but I want you guys to see that? You have to pull, it's like ripping off a Band-Aid, but really fast. Ready? Woo, yeah, see? Not ready. So we're gonna adjust this, make sure it's on. It's a little harder from this table, so I'm gonna hold it still. Whew. Okay, well, I'm gonna get it started. You just keep trying. You have to hold it really still. You might need a second person, or you put it on the ground and use your foot to hold it still, because this is important. I should make sure there's enough gas in it. All right, Mom's gonna come back in a minute. Okay, so today I thought I would show you guys how to rewire, well, not rewire, how to replace the wire, the cutting wire on a weed eater. So I have the weed eater here, and I'll have the wire, and we're gonna take it apart and put the new wire on, and then maybe I'll show you how to start this one. This is an old-fashioned gas one, which you don't run across much, but doesn't hurt to know. Okay, so obviously if it's electric, we make sure it's not plugged in. And if it's gas, everything's turned off. Okay, so if you look, right here is where the wire comes out. But this one, the wire, see, we unscrew this cap, unscrew, and always remember, lefty-loosey, righty-tighty. So make sure we keep everything right here. We have a space for all of our stuff, and we remember where it came out of. So see, I'm pulling this out. See See, it's almost empty. So what we want to do, this one, my goodness, it's all messed up. So we want to get rid of this old little bit because that's all that was left. That's not going to get us very far. So we have new wire, and I'm going to go grab it, and I'm going to show you how to put it on. Hold on. I'll be right back.